Lusty's travelled almost 7,000 miles and she's heading to Goa, the most eastern point on the deployment. But this afternoon, the ship stopped, and in the middle of the Indian Ocean, the crew's taking part in a naval tradition. Hands to bathe.
This is the hands to bathe, so we stop the ship and let the ship's company go for a bit of a swim. So as soon as I give the go-ahead, I'm going to dash away and get into my Speedos.
And it's a chance to expose another Navy tradition.
Have you not seen the other one? Turn around. That one, yeah, that was made in Scotland. That's a service number. It seemed a good idea at the time. About 5 or 6 of us got it done in Turkey when I was on my last ship.
And the wizard, he's called Tabernacle. He was named by a group of weirdos at Reading.
It's got my name on it and then just bulldog in it, British bulldog. It's something proud of. Gash tat. Gash tat's a rubbish tattoo that you get when you're younger. So everyone has it. Everyone in the Navy anyway.
All afternoon we've had loads of people calling the bridge asking for the time when we can actually pipe hands to bathe.
The seaboat's on the lookout for sharks. The ladders are lowered, and it's the moment they've been waiting for.
Hands to bathe, hands to bathe.
Not a bad size for a swimming pool. 3,000 metres deep.
There's no way I'm going in, no way. I'll watch from here, thank you. That's very good. Just out of my depth there.
Brilliant. Yeah, lovely. I'm going to go again.
But just when they thought it was safe to go back in the water...
That's a jellyfish sting in my tit, left one.
Does it hurt?
Port breast, yeah, a little bit.
That's stung. Yeah. Right there.
Treading water, getting bit by jellyfish. It's all good fun. Don't laugh, it hurt.
Illustrious is a floating runway, a mini Heathrow with Merlin helicopters and Harrier jump jets flying in and out day and night. And today, the Harriers are trying something unusual.
They're doing a vertical takeoff from the aft end of the ship, which is not normal because they're usually they'd go off the ramp.
Cougar on flight code, check canopy and box.
The Harrier was designed in the 1950s. The vertical takeoff and landing meant that they could go anywhere inside enemy territory. It also proved useful on an aircraft carrier. Although the standard method of launching is off the runway facing into the wind, it's not always possible to turn the ship in the right direction, and that's where the vertical takeoff comes in. Squadron leader Bolly's done 6 tours of Afghanistan, but even he doesn't get to do this very often.
It's just another way of practicing your skill set. You always have to practice, because otherwise when you have to do it for real, it'll be very hard.
The takeoff's supervised by Landing Safety Officer Toby and the ship's air commander, known as Wings. He's a helicopter guy through and through, so he likes to have a dig at the Harriers.
It's like parking a car, there's no moving parts.
It's obviously harder to fly Merlin because it takes, 4 or 5 people to do it.
Launching vertically uses 22,000 pounds of thrust, enough to lift 10 cars off the ground. It's pure ballistic power.
He's checking the references, that's what it's good. That's nice. Pretty much all you do is just put the nozzles down to the hover position at 81 degrees and just slam to full power, and the jet will rise up and then they'll accelerate away.
To take off vertically, the jet has to be light, so it can't carry a payload of bombs. This manoeuvre is only used in emergencies.
Nice and safe, nicely under control. Spot on.
Lust is sailing across the Indian Ocean. Today, some of her crews come up on deck to see a rare sight. This is HMS Trafalgar, the first of the Trafalgar-class hunter-killer submarine fleet. It's a 5,000-ton covert weapon with a full complement of torpedoes and the Tomahawk land attack missile. The T-LAM's GPS guided and can destroy a land target 1,500 miles away. 130 men live on Trafalgar. There aren't any female submariners in the Navy because of health risks to women who might be pregnant. But day trips are permitted, so senior marine engineer Helen Ashworth is going across.
If women were allowed to go submarines, I'd be there like a shot. I did nuclear physics A-level, and unfortunately the option's never been open to me.
To serve on a submarine, trainees have to pass a tough medical. Weapons engineer Sid Little failed to make the grade.
My lungs were too big to getting the air out of my lungs quickly for me to escape was the problem. So, a bit of a shame, really.
He's also getting a chance to see what life might have been like if he'd had smaller lungs. But while Helen takes the easy route, Sid could end up underwater sooner than he'd hoped.
Didn't know when to jump in, but the PO grabbed hold of me and chucked me in the bottom of the boat. So I'm in here just about.
The introduction of submarines caused a moral dilemma for the Navy. The Admiral at the time deemed them underhand, unfair and damned un-English. But there was no denying their effectiveness, and in World War II, the German U-boats hunting in packs devastated Allied supply ships crossing the Atlantic. The Navy were forced to develop anti-submarine warfare.
One of the Navy's many weapons against the submarine is the recently improved depth charge.
The subs were at their most vulnerable on the surface, where they had to refuel and literally recharge their batteries. But the development of nuclear power during the Cold War means modern submarines can stay submerged for months at a time. Trafalgar's commanding officer is Charlie Shepherd.
The source of all of our energy comes from the reactor, and it almost replaces the sun for us. Because it produces heat, which in turn produces electricity, we use electricity for our weapon systems, but also for our life support systems. And so the electricity will help us to produce oxygen for breathing from seawater. It will heat or cool us as we need to, depending on if we're in a hot or cold environment. So it produces everything we need. The only thing that actually we can run out of is food, and that's the one thing we do have to stop and come up for.
Washdown 2, prepare to return to postcode depth.
Now everyone's safely on board, the crew get ready to dive.
Diving navigation brief. Depth of water 2,750 metres, safe depth 60 metres, XO, roger.
Captain, roger. Diving now, diving now. Weapon embarkation destroyed for escape
roger.
A submarine controls its depth using large ballast tanks. To make the sub dive, valves at the top of the tanks are open to allow air to escape, and at the bottom, holes allow water to flood in. Once submerged, it changes direction a bit like an aeroplane, using the rudder to move left and right, and hydroplanes to move up and down. To surface, compressed air is pumped into the ballast tanks, forcing the water out and making the sub buoyant. They're now at periscope depth, and it's safety first.
OK, this is the forward escape tower. There are two escape towers on board, one forward, one aft. These allow us to escape from the submarine either by rescue, by using it as an airlock. A rescue vehicle come down, mate to the top of the submarine, we open the top and bottom and go straight out. Or, in extremis, we can do a rush escape, open the top and bottom, the whole compartment equalises, you basically pile out as quick as you can. In deep water, there's no escaping anyway.
As the tragedy of the Kursk proved in 2000.
A nuclear-powered Russian submarine has sunk and is now stuck on the seabed with more than 100 sailors on board.
The Kursk sank in the Barents Sea after one of its torpedoes exploded.
The oxygen is getting thin, the tapping on the hull is getting weaker.
They were trapped for several days, and all the crew perished after rescue attempts failed.
Right.
It takes a special type of sailor to deal with the danger.
Submariners are a pretty resilient bunch, and they're a pretty cheerful bunch. They like the challenges of life on board. They're actually fairly much hand-picked to be fairly resilient, and they're very proud of that. They work really quite hard, and most people work 6 hours on, 6 hours off, 24/7, wherever we're at sea.
With a crew of 130, there are more men than bunks. So the juniors get shifted down to the bomb shop, where they get cosy with the warheads.
When you come into the med, it gets really hot, so you tend to actually hug the weapon. You stick your leg over, stick your arm over, and then it cools you down. You wouldn't believe, because it does get sweltering down here.
And some of the crew's hot bunking, where two submariners on opposite shifts take turns in the same bed.
Having your own bed, such a sort of civilian term. I don't care if I've got a bed, a chair, the floor, just a quilt. You know, I don't care where I sleep as long as I can sleep.
They seem to pack a lot of stuff into a very small space. We seem to have only gone like 10 yards around and we've seen everything already. And everywhere's got so many things all wedged in together and lots of people in one compartment.
In between the seminar cabs we have our rowing machine. This is actually a very popular piece of kit on board. We have a rotor up for its use, and this is in use probably 20 hours a day.
Claustrophobics need not apply. Still, they do get paid more than the guys on the surface.
If there's a bit of stress, it can be quite difficult living arrangements, but normally you just shut your curtains when you get in your rack and you have to deal with it. You can normally tell when someone's had a bad day. You just walk somewhere and it's Saturday and you're like, well, I'll give you 5 minutes. But it's normally pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's gone quiet. I think it's a shame I couldn't come on one of these submarines. I think it would have been something I would have enjoyed and hopefully been good at. It seems very professional and very slick.
HMS Trafalgar's just one of 13 vessels in the task group. Lust is the mothership and the only one with a fully equipped operating theatre, ready to deal with serious medical emergencies. It's down on 5 deck. Today, Surgeon Peter Taylor's busy teaching his medical assistant suturing on a pig.
Do you feel happy? Now, we choose pig skin because it's very like human skin. Any suture in the skin, you need to go straight across the wound, OK? So
medical assistants are trained paramedics. Glenn treats minor injuries day to day, but has to be ready to help in a major crisis.
This is nice. About my 4th or 5th time having a go. It's good to practice on pig's meat and that.
Glenn, do it like this. Yeah? If the Chinese can hold their chopsticks like this. The first stitching I did myself was when I was training at the London Hospital in Whitechapel, and we used to sew up people who were fairly drunk, so they didn't really realise who was sewing them up.
Guess it's pork on the menu tonight then, Glenn.
This wound is rapidly coming together.
Quite happy with it? What do you think, boss?
No, it's good, Gaz, yeah. And Glenn, you had a more difficult wound to deal with, didn't you? A few more zigzags. If you imagined that this was "I love my mum" across his forearm, it would still say "I love my mum."
Okay.
And he would still be proud of it, so that's fine. Good, great.
Since the deployment's begun, Ops Room veteran Kev Stocker's been trying to get fitter and thinner. Today, he's weighing in at the doctor's.
The routine was to get through this trip and do sort of like lose a stone and a half. So hopefully if I've lost enough, then I'll be all right happy. And if not, then I'll have to take drastic measures before I get back home.
So what did you start off at?
I was £2 under 16 stone.
£2 under 16, well, you've done really... When was that?
That was when we sailed. I might even go to crack the 2 stone now.
Up on the flight deck, Kev's 19-year-old son Ollie's taking his fitness test, an annual Navy requirement.
I'm real lazy, can't bother to do anything. But I've been training recently, so I should be able to do it today.
The multi-stage fitness test is basically 2 lines 20 metres apart, right, and you have to run between the 2 20-metre lines and make sure that you reach the markers on the bleep. The bleep gets quicker, right, the higher it gets up. Ease down, relax. Okay, relax your arms, relax your breathing. It's important because there needs to be a general level of fitness, all right, throughout our sailors, because in the time of war, they have to be fit to fight. And that's as simple as that. Okay, halfway. Down all the way, empty the tank. Come on, empty the tank, son. Hey, start working, come on. He's just making the beep at the moment. He's just doing minimal effort at the moment. Really, when it starts to speed up, which it will do soon, he'll start quite easily getting behind the beep, all right, and he'll fail. I mean, he's struggling now. If you look at his face, all right, and his breathing rate, okay, he's not relaxed at all. Come on, big grit and determination. Come on. Grit your teeth, kid. That's one. Come on, Ollie. Don't give in so easily. Two. Last chance. Come on. Come on. Out.
Started off all right, but then just let myself go towards the end. Just couldn't keep up with the beeps.
I'll recommend that he does a little bit extra himself in his own time. Maybe suggest that he gets his dad to come along with him and help him out.
He can come with me if he wants to, if he can keep up. His old man will have to show him how to do it, won't he?
On 3 deck, Lieutenant Pete Barfoot's getting ready for rounds. But it's not the usual inspection, it's captain's rounds.
Once every 3 or 4 months, I will do a set of rounds, demanding a slightly higher standard and getting a little bit more the polish and the presentation right, but also continuing the same themes of checking the ship is safe, is being maintained properly, and other people are all fine.
It shows the captain that our part of ships are in good order, everything works, and we have a bit of respect and pride for our part of ship areas.
Yeah, just scrubbed all the decks, hoovered in all the corners, done the overheads in the flat, done the overheads in here.
Pete needs help, and no one's more handy with a mop and sponge than weapons specialist Mo Morrison.
It takes a good solid week's cleaning to prepare for captain's rounds, and there's a lot more pomp and ceremony that goes with captain's rounds as well.
Best case scenario is that he walks through quite quickly and he's quite pleased. Worst case scenario, we get re-scrubbed.
If we get a re-scrub, it means we've got to do this all again in a couple of days, and we don't want that to happen.
They've done up here, haven't they? They've done up here?
Well, they did the overheads, but I don't know if they did up there. Am I looking forward to it? No, I'm not, no. Morning, sir. Leading Sim Morrison reporting the captain's flat, ready for your round, sir. OK.
Should we start at 4
Inspecting the ship's hard work, so the captain's brought an entourage of 12.
So many of them.
He's got heads of department, their deputies, and even the ship's chaplain.
I don't know what he's doing on the rounds ring. That's in case someone dies with the shock of a re-scrub. I don't know. It's a big show, I think, personally. The captain's generally not too bad. It's the entourage behind him. They're all trying to outdo each other almost to find something wrong, you know. But it's very weird standing there watching all these commanders like something out of a Monty Python sketch, trying to find dust in your compartment.
And second in command, Tim Johnston's found a problem.
There you go. It's dirty overheads. What it means is that they probably have sailors cleaning who are about 5'6", so when I come in here at 6'1", I can find stuff which shows I haven't cleaned. I'll get another chance to do that.
Fucking overheads. Clean this every day for months, still find dust. They'll always find something, you know. The key is not to let them find too much.
They've cleaned for over a week. And now the commanders have checked every inch.
Jamie.
They're clearly not impressed with the overheads.
Yeah, just wait until they've cleared up.
OK.
But the final decision is Captain Chick's.
I mean, I'm happy here with this piece here.
Yes, sir.
When I re-scrub the shards, I'll check all the overheads again.
Yeah, so far. Yeah. All right, OK, leader, thanks so much.
Round's complete, sir. Permission to carry on?
Yeah, carry on.
Yes, sir.
It's a pass, but only just. So, Mo can swap his rubber gloves for guns and ammo.
Oh, all right.
It's all right, sir, wasn't it?
Finished. So not too bad. I didn't realise every single commander would be around there.
Didn't get a re-scrub, but that's the main thing, sir.
Well done, well done.
Job done, eh? Yeah.
After failing his first fitness test, Ollie's taken up his dad's offer to be his personal trainer.
He's got to keep going because he wouldn't dare face defeat in front of me, not on film anyway.
The old one's going to drop first.
I'll probably get out of breath first, but aerate more.
Kev's on a healthy diet.
I've lost just over a stone and a half, but that isn't starving, that's just watching what you eat.
And Ollie's on a seafood diet. If he sees food, he'll eat it.
Every stop we've been to, I've just been eating crap everywhere. Curries, takeaways, McDonald's, KFC, even me chicken Big Mac. That was mint.
Going on the runner now, just for a little jog. That's what he needs more. That was sort of like a stamina build him up, see what he could do.
That's it. I've finished for the night. This training section over. If he wants to carry on, he can. I'll quit.
Hands to action stations, hands to action stations. The ship will be transiting through an area infested with Belgravian submarines. Condition Zulu. Rig, overalls, carrying anti-flash, anti-life jackets.
Today we've gone into what's called Operation Phoenix, which is an anti-submarine warfare exercise which prepares people and all the equipment ready to fight.
The craft is now closing Illustrious at speed. Weapon cabin sighted. Emergency close all red open. Emergency close all red open.
Right, get that down. On the submarine, the CO's preparing for battle.
During Exercise Phoenix, our role primarily is to act as an enemy submarine who the task group are trying to protect themselves against and eventually trying to hunt us down.
It won't be easy. Trafalgar's sonar-absorbing hull and near-silent propeller make it practically undetectable when it's underwater. Ready to defend Lusty is 814 Squadron, the Flying Tigers. Their mighty Merlin helicopters are specifically designed for anti-submarine warfare. The Merlin's radar can't detect movement underwater, so they'll lower their sonar into the sea. They can attack the sub with homing torpedoes or depth charges. But there's a whole ocean to search, so to save time, Trafalgar's given the Merlin a head start by putting up its periscope.
Yeah, you sit on the helo, sit on that, you'll hear that. You sit on it. There you go. Ship's head, there he is. He's there, look. What's your best bearing? 222.
The sound room's the eyes and ears of the submarine. Andy McBeath is the chief sonar operator, and he's got highly sensitive hearing. He and his team need to interpret thousands of different noises and frequencies.
Before he touches anything else, we develop his listening skills. He'd be able to tell a difference between a dolphin, a whale, an helicopter that's up there, and that's how we train him.
The Merlin's getting nearer. Senior observer Steve Hayton's in charge of the helicopter's navigation and tactics.
Oh, he's close. What DBs are them there, Sean?
It's 140 dBs, 12-second TI, getting a range scale of 14,000 yards.
The Merlin is now circling. As soon as she attacks, we'll go deep and we'll begin evading from that.
The Merlin makes its move.
The musical tone you're hearing at the moment, what that is, that's a simulated attack by the Merlin helicopter.
Safe depth, 60 metres ship patrol, roger.
The sub's best defence is to dive, down to a maximum depth of 250 metres.
Diving now, diving now.
Ballast both sides, 1,000 metres. One down, half down, 9.5 metres. Very good. 6 down achieved. 6 down achieved, roger. 11.9 metres. Roger, reporting you have control of the bubble.
20 set.
Passing 30 metres. Very good.
The sub's vanished. time for the Merlin to try Plan B.
We have sonobuoys which we throw out the aircraft, and they're like just a big ear, if you like, in the water, listening for any sound from the submarines.
No, it's not. It's just boiling the water. Code 1.
Yeah, code 1.
Just boiling the water. Code 1.
Whoa. What's the frequency?
9.5.
Yeah, cams, boy.
Andy's heard the buoy drop into the ocean, so it's Advantage submarine.
When the buoy explodes and goes into water, it's got a sink.
Yeah.
And we can hear the fizzing of the sink. It's like your one of them soap boys you put in the bath. It sounds similar to that. It was 6 points. Sink. And when they're finished, especially cams, boy, to make them sink, they've got a slight explosion inside of us.
Okay, got good contact. Good follower, 712. Okay, but bearing 172, 7,600 yards. 76, speed slow. 712, good follower.
They've narrowed down the area where the sub's hiding, so they've dropped their active dipping sonar. It emits a signal and listens for an echo.
We've got sonar contact here, 707, bearing 258, range 1,290 yards.
It's not that far by the sound of it. What deep is it, Sean?
It's 145 decibels.
Andy's bionic hearings picked up the Merlin getting close.
Yeah, he's got us then.
In contact, Roger.
It's now bearing 256, 140 decibels.
So it's time for Trafalgar to find another hiding place.
We're cold, so we don't have contact with the submarine. So what we've just done is pushed out a data position. We're going to go back into the hover and then put the body back in the water and see if we can regain contact. So that's where it was about 5 minutes ago.
In this battle, the sub has stumped the Merlin. So 814 Squadron heads back to the ship.
The UK submariners are probably the best in the world at this, and they know the water space that they operate in far better than us. So yeah, we did lose contact once or twice, but to be honest, he had a fairly tough time of it.
But on the sub, the CO sees it differently.
If it was down to us, I'd be 1-0 every time. However, we do have to roll over and play the game every so often and help them out.
Back on Illustrious, Ollie Stocker's taking his Royal Navy fitness test for the second time.
Failed the first time. Done a bit of training in the week, so hopefully I should pass today.
Before it gets quicker, try and get yourself to run in a straight line, yeah? Okay. All right, OK. Right, relax your arms. All right, start concentrating, Mr. Stocker. Focus on your job. Concentrate on your running line, right, and hitting that on the beat. Right, OK.
So out of level 8.
Right, come on, you got to work. That's first warning. Second warning. If you don't make this, you're out. Out. Index. You've got to listen to what we're saying, all right? OK? You wasted so much energy by doing loop-de-loops, right, OK? And your running line, you start here, right? And then you'd end up over there.
Oh, no.
That's what I said to you. Pick a line, run up and down the line, alternate your turns with your feet. And that way you won't waste your energy. Right, that was worse, right, than last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot worse.
Right, have you done any training since then?
Yeah.
You need to come down sometime over the weekend, see me and Sam. OK, if you haven't already got the remedial brief, come and see us, right? And then you're on remedials from Monday.
Yeah.
All right, OK. If he continues to fail, he'll then go to his head of department warning, which is his second formal warning. And then another 3 months after that, he'll go in front of the captain and be given commanding officer's warning, which is his third and final warning. And service is no longer required to Her Majesty's Navy.
I'll do it. Just a couple of weeks of training and I should do it. Should be back on top form in no time.
The Harrier pilots are coming to the end of their time on Lusty. In the last 3 weeks, they've mastered flying the aircraft from a moving platform.
It's probably about the hardest pure flying that we do as pilots.
They've had Virgin day landings.
I'm shitting myself, really.
Nice work.
And pitch black night landings.
There's no horizon. Yeah. There's nothing else out there.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
They're ready for their next tour of Afghanistan. But first, there's drinks on the deck and a pat on the back from their boss.
Gather round.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sundowners. Good naval tradition as the sun goes down after a hard week. All in all, you can be justified to be proud of what you've done. The feedback so far for integrating with the ship has been fantastic, so keep that up. And what we've achieved by day and night is absolutely exceptional. So that is down to you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that one.
Next morning, the Harrier pilots are ready to leave.
Going on operations in Afghanistan, you know, that's the first time you do that. It's for real. You are carrying real weapons and you've got real power over helping people on the ground.
It is satisfying to be part of the Navy at a time where they are so involved in real-world operations. When we go back out next time, there'll be Royal Marines on the ground and Royal Navy pilots, both in the jets, and Royal Naval helicopter pilots as well. So 70–80% of the people out there will be Navy people involved in it, so it's good.
Before he launches, Bolly's going to wave off his squadron.
I'm just trying to get a feel of what it's like working on the deck, so see what the lads do. But the big thing I'm going to do is be waving the green flag when the jet gets airborne, so I'm going to help the FDO out, and just something I haven't done before, so I'm looking forward to having a go. Jet blast, you really have to lean against it. It's whipping the back of your neck with just hot gases. So good to see it from the other side, because I'm normally just sat in the cockpit watching what they're doing. Keep going.
And last to leave is Bolly. Without the Harriers, Lusty's a much quieter ship.
Slow ahead port. Start at 35.
But there's no time for the crew to get bored. They're about to arrive at the furthest and most exotic place on the deployment, Goa.
Slow ahead starboard. Very good.
Some of the boys need to let their hair down now. It's going to be a well-earned break, I think. Get them back into the fun times, you know, of being in the Navy.
But some of the crew aren't heading to the beach just yet. They're going to help a local charity that looks after children from the slums. Stoker Dave Smith's giving up a day of shore leave.
It's for the kids at the end of the day, isn't it? You can't let them down, can you? That's what it's all about.
There's a coachload of athletic sailors to help with some building work.
You saw the big pile of really heavy red bricks on the way in, yeah? Yeah. That's the pile of bricks we were using.
Air engineer Tim Denley's coordinating the project.
We've got about 20 guys over here building a water tower. We've got a load of guys over here who are going to be constructing a bamboo tree house. We've got the dentist inside who's offering free dental services to all the kids in local slums and anyone else who needs it. We've got 53 guys down here who really want to make a difference to this place.
Dave's going to be a brickie for the day.
I'm actually making that 3-foot wall up to an 8-foot wall. So we can stick that water tank up, raise it up to 8 foot.
And Pete Barfoot's heading up the treehouse team.
So Handley got off the internet, scout skills lashings, okay? And that will put you in good stead for all scouters. I used this when I was a scout. It didn't do me any harm. Right, Scotty, don't go crazy. You can see. We've done that with Deep Cool. You can see the line there? Yeah.
814 Helicopter Squadron have a reputation amongst the sailors for being a bit soft. And they're certainly living up to it.
George decided to have a go with a pickaxe, and after about 3 minutes of manual labour, unfortunately, his hands weren't up to the task.
I think it was more 2.5 minutes myself, to be honest with you. I wasn't really built for all this hard work. And the proof's in the pudding, really. It's just a idiot.
Wafu.
Wet and useless.
Everyone says, you join the Navy, get out and see the world, see different places. This is all part of it, really. I mean, you can get off a ship and go to the nearest bar or beach, but actually getting out and seeing places like this, you actually see what life is like around the world. It's a good insight.
Our work is done.
Right, guys, if I can have your attention for a minute. It's been an absolutely amazing day. The tree house that we've made today, we have given a name. If we can get one of the kids to give it a pull, we give you HMS Mango. Finally, we've got Mowgli, which was kindly donated by the Air Weapons Workshops, which has just been adopted by the children.
Before they leave, the kids have learnt an appropriate song for their helpers.
All together.
HMS Illustrious is docked in Goa, and most of her crew's at the beach. Kev and Ollie Stocker have been trying to get fit. Dad Kev's lost nearly 2 stone, but Ollie's failed his naval fitness test twice.
Winner! Yeah! I've done him! Failed the fitness test. I'll win the fighting!
Shore leave's also a treat for the couples who've got a bit lusty on Lusty.
It's fair to say that me and Dave are really close.
I'd say me and Rachel are a couple, yeah.
On the ship, stoker Dave Smith and steward Rachel Wright have been finding the Navy's strict no-touching rule increasingly difficult.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Catch you later, lads. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Bye.
That is our goodbye, because we can't do nothing else because we're getting in trouble. So that has got to be our goodbye.
But now they're docked in Goa, the no-touching rule doesn't apply.
I have no idea what's going to happen between me and Dave. No one can really predict the future, you just got to see what happens.
There's another Navy rule that doesn't count when they're ashore. On Lusty, the ratings are limited to 2 beers a night. In Goa, it's a different story. But they need to know their limit, or else they come face to face with this man, the Master at Arms.
I've seen how bad it is when people do overindulge, lay on their back, choke on their vomit, and guess what? Everybody's sad after. They're always sad after.
Dave Harris is the ship's chief of police.
We do understand in this day and age that people do need to relax when they can, and that is fine, that's all well and good, but they do it in a safe, controlled manner, and that way nobody gets hurt. What I want to do is sail this ship back into Portsmouth with the same amount of boys and girls we sailed out with.
It's time for Illustrious and her sailors to say goodbye to India. And it's Dave's job to make sure everyone's back on board.
Nobody missing?
And report to the captain.
The gangway checks are correct, as are mess-sick checks, as all personnel counted for prior to sailing.
No incidents last night?
Not that I'm aware of.
OK, that's good, yeah. All right, excellent, thanks so much.
Lusty will soon be homeward bound. And for her captain, Steve Chick, the deployment's been quite an achievement.
We've come a long way. Still very proud to be commanding HMS Illustrious, but it's been a very busy and challenging couple of months.
The ship left Portsmouth 94 days ago.
Captain has a ship. Captain has a ship.
But it didn't get off to a great start. The crew had to prove they were battle-ready. They trained for 3 gruelling weeks.
It's all right, you'll be fine.
You're going to be fine.
Only to fail their final exam.
Not good enough, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not nice because everyone works really hard and then kind of get shot down a bit.
They were plagued with technical problems.
Unfortunately, we've got some problems with both the freezers and compressors for high pressure air.
Something has marked the shaft.
We will not be in a position to say on camera.
Not unless we're on camera, am I?
But through the hard slog of the marine engineers led by Helen Ashworth, it all came good.
The guys are walking around with a huge sense of pride and achievement, and you think, yeah, we just did that.
They've shown off the best of British.
Junior 8! Quick! March!
Malta was a fantastic visit. To see the people at Malta and how fond they are of the ship, that was an incredibly proud moment.
I'll be going down in the sun and in the morning. We will remember them.
And paid tribute to those sailors who'd laid down their lives.
It actually teaches our people what we might need to do in the future.
The deployment took them through dangerous waters.
If someone's shooting at you, you can shoot back.
There's a lot of young lads on board. It's going to be a big wake-up call.
It seems a lot different. It seems more real now.
After the Suez Canal, Lusty arrived in the Red Sea.
The Harriers flying with the Merlin, seeing the whole integrated air package was a great achievement for the ship. It's been a long time since it's done that.
They worked hard.
Come on, don't be last down. Change! Last exercise!
But they played hard too. And it was just one of Pete Barfoot's many jobs to keep the crew entertained when cabin fever set in.
All the ingredients for a disaster. No joking. Yeah, getting a few supplies.
Illustrious is such a strong ship's company. Without doubt, that's the biggest thing I will miss.
They've travelled 7,000 miles, but now they're heading home.
Everybody's spirit lifts slightly as we head back.
I've missed home. I've missed my girlfriend a lot. I missed my mum, my dad. And I missed Sunderland. I missed the football.
It'd be nice to get out of this uniform, get some of Mum's cooking.
I just want to hug off my dad. That's all I've wanted since about week 2.
Love doing the job, but it's always good to be home.
We've lifted our game and come together as a team. We should be proud we've achieved what we need to do, and we can go back home with our heads held high.